Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. You are in the right place at the right time. Your souls are welcome here. We have Christy Mattal with us today, Larry and Lori, a special surprise, and the band, of course, and all of you. Let's sing. I'm going to do... There we go.
Here we go. Come on now.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome, and your soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is
Morning, SLC. And good morning, Reverend Deborah. A quick update, and thank you for so many prayers and warm wishes and all that. As many of you know, I fell off. I'm used to curbs that are like this back east. It was a curb like this on Halloween, fell off, smashed and did some damage into my left knee and leg. I saw the orthopedic surgeon. Fortunately, it does not look like operation, but it probably will be 4 to 5 months of slow recovery. But I'm feeling recovery already. But the solution is here. Ray, thank you, gave me this for next Halloween. It's be part of my costume. It's a headlamp. So you strap it up and you have a head. So thank you, Ray.
You've seen the light.
Yes. There we go. I don't get no respect around here.
And so, we greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is holy, and all that is sacred, and in the warm and loving energy of this community Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and of course the beautiful temples of nature, because we know there is no space that God does not grace. And if you're with us for the very first time today, whether you are watching us online or here in person, we especially want to welcome you because we know that you are not here by accident. Every single one of us is here by
Divine appointment.
And we are so very pleased to have you with us today. And of course, please, we're much happier I love it when I completely lose it. Please refrain from flash photography during the service, and please silence your electronic devices.
You know, and I know I've often said this, it just seems like the daily word that comes up is synchronicity, and it was just the right word. Well, for me anyway. Today's daily word is healing. And the affirmation is, taking good care of myself supports my healing. Sometimes it's hard to say no to friends, family, work, church, and volunteer organizations I care about and want to serve. But when I am overextended and depleted, I don't do my best, and I may put my emotional, physical, or mental health at risk. Taking on too much and saying yes to every request may be a sign there is something deeper within me that is out of alignment and in need of healing. Perhaps I am feeling fear of judgment or a reluctance of disappointing someone. I heal when I slow down, pray, and welcome God's grace. I treat myself gently and make time for relaxation a priority. Secure in divine love, I know when to say yes for my well-being and when kindly and confidently to say no, not this time. And from the 103rd Psalm we sing, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and do not forget all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquity and who heals your diseases." Today's daily word is healing. Thank you, dear Spirit, for that warm and loving healing power that truly surrounds us. Help us to remember that we are one with the one, and that there is no spot that God is not. Thank you for these powerful spiritual truths that enrich us and empower our lives. Thank you for SLC, this wonderful metaphysical city on a hill with a powerful message, not just for Sacramento, but for the world beyond. And for this and so much more, we say thank you and amen and amen. I've been asked to make an announcement, and also RJ has inspired me, so here comes the announcement. Where have all the women gone? Long time passing, where have so many of the women gone? Long time ago, where have all the women gone? Gone to the women's retreat, every one. They soon will return. They soon will return. I notice I haven't been invited to the choir. On a serious note, we just learned this week of the transition of Steve Galantine. Steve was a long-term member and lover of SLC. He was so active. He was in the choir, and he will be missed, but we know that, as Gandhi says, nothing good is ever lost. And so we bless him, and we are so thankful to have known him. And we also say the words of our mission statement as a reminder of who we have come here to be. Let's say it together. To transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world as we love, serve, and remember. And I invite all of us to say those incredible unity principles that really can help us when the rubber meets the road, as it were. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God. And we must take action. So what's new?
Well, actually, we do have new this week. First of all, we have the Thanksgiving communion on Wednesday night, so we will not have the prayer group. It's at 5:30. We will resume the next week on the 26th. But please be sure and come to the dinner, the soup at the community meal at 6 o'clock, because we will still obviously be doing that. And then after the meal, we will have the come to the table Thanksgiving communion. Reverend Rick and I will be here. SLC chaplains will be helping us with the altar duty. And music is with Lahre, Shiflet, and Paula Mandella. That's at 7 o'clock Wednesday night. Love to see you here.
Be square and be there. We are halfway through the online auction, believe it or not. And you know what? The concert sold out, completely sold out in 3 hours and 7 minutes. Wow. Now, the online auction ends on November 22nd, so please get on cracking on that. Any questions, RJ? I see RJ in the back. RJ is a good person to ask about these things.
And the Community Action Team, which is CAT, which I said cat last week, so people were threatening to bring me cat food. But they have not, so thank you. And if you do, it will go to the food closet. Anyway, the Community Action Food Team, we're going to keep this going for quite a while. We don't have an end date on that, so please continue to bring food as you feel called to do so.
And we announced, I think several weeks ago, that we are deeply committed to getting the oneness symbol back up and doing it in January. But it also, honestly, quite frankly, needs refurbishment. And so we'll get it up, but we can't get the refurbishment process done by January. But what we would deeply like, we are a talented congregation with so many artists. Please, if you can, if you feel called to either speak to Deborah or speak to me, we would love to get your help and ideas in terms of the refurbishment of the oneness symbol. Next week is Gratitude Sunday. It will be celebrating the end of the Faith in Action series. It's also Pie Sunday, so please come with sliced pieces of pie. We're looking forward to that. The other thing that we're going to do, it is also the installation will be next November 22nd. I will be installed officially as your new minister. I get the feeling I'm going to be put right next to the microwave or something like that. We have the person who's going to be doing the installation we're very honored by this, is Reverend Ken Daigle. Ken is the minister at Unity of San Francisco. He is also the chair of Unity World Headquarters. As you know, there was the vote, the merger between Unity Worldwide Ministries and Unity World Headquarters. He'll be able to speak more about that. And so we're really looking forward to, next weekend is really going to be a special weekend.
And of course, there are many things here at Spiritual Life Center that foster transformation in our lives. And of course, prayer is the primary thing that transforms everything. Our chaplains are here with their white stoles, and they're happy to sit with you in times of challenge or in times of celebration, or if you just want to sit in silence with someone for a few moments. So go ahead and check them out. They're out in the courtyard after the service. And also, you can check out our weekly small groups and other offerings. We're working on the wall here that's going to have everything that's going on. And you can also go talk to everybody, the people at the hub. And of course, there's our website.
And to mention also, we have our new community bulletin board, and you'll see the basket out there if you want to put stuff up on the community bulletin board. We come here for so many reasons, but one is for connection. And now, let's take a moment to greet each other in a way that we are most comfortable doing so.
Faith in Action song for the last time for the season, and it's been fun. Let's have more. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All light shining in the presence and power, a spirit in me, let there be light. All light shining in the presence and power. A spirit in me, let there be light. All light shining of the presence and power. A spirit in me, a pure heart and mind. Intentions refined. I align with my divine identity. Whoa, there be light. All light shining in the presence and power. A spirit in me, let there be light. All light shining in the presence and power. A spirit in me, let there be light. All light shining in the presence and power. A spirit in me, let there be light. All light shining in the presence and power. A spirit in me. Come on, see your hands up. I've got the power, power. I've got the power. Oh yeah, I got the power. Oh, I got the power. I got the power to live faithfully. I got the power to forgive and release. I got the power to breathe life into my dreams. I got the power to create reality. I got the power to compare and contrast. I got the power to erase my hurtful past. I got the power to choose a direction. Power to question my perception. I got the power to be stronger than before. I got the power to step through that open door. I got the power to honor all life. I got the power to peace and harmonize. I got the power to break the chains of habit. I got the power to shimmer and dance on. I got the power. So let there be light. Woo! Good job, Paula.
If there ever comes a time where you doubt that you have the power, go pick up a copy of Charles Fillmore's The 12 Powers. You have those 12 powers within you. A lot of times when faced with a difficult situation, I go back to one of my favorite mantras, which is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Spirit that strengthens me. We have that power. And one of the things which I've so enjoyed about the Faith in Action is our artists every week. They've been just wonderful, not just the visual work, but the written statements that they have presented to us. And our first artist today is Louise Shiflet, who, I mean, you're going to see it is going to be not traditional, it's going to be a video. She also did the music and everything that you're going to see on that. And Louise writes, yes, now more than ever, our time on this earth is crowded with distractions. We retreat into our devices and other habits, and if we're not intentional, we fall into subtle cycles of stress and subconscious anxiety. It's a dangerous pattern. Multitasking, overstimulation, overwhelm, and eventual burnout all stem from not giving ourselves the space to pause, to truly be present, and to focus on what actually matters in any given moment. When we ground ourselves in the present throughout the day, at work, and in small moments in between, we create room to breathe. By taking things one step at a time, we not only do more, but we do it with clarity and calm, guiding us to the light rather than the dark with genuine presence. An eye of transparency symbolizes the ability to see things exactly as they are without distortion, lies, and hidden moments. It can represent clarity, honesty, and openness, either with yourself or with those around you. Think of it as an eye that lets light through rather than obscuring things. And now let's present it. Powerful. Our next artist is Louise Vidaurri, and she writes, as James King so wisely wrote, our purpose is hidden in our joy, our inspiration, and our excitement. As we act on what shows up in our life, our purpose shows up. End of quote. Throughout the book, Luminous Life, Dr. Lieberman refers to seeing with our eyes, how our vision guides us in every move we make. He once created an experiment based on the idea that anything that caught his eye was looking for him. For 1 week, anything that entered his awareness became his responsibility, and anything that was his responsibility he would attend to, and anything he attended to he would complete. The experience proved so transformative that it became the cornerstone of his life, revealing how following life's subtle guidance can lead us to purpose and meaning. Inspired by that insight, I create this abstract art piece, a bright lit freeway of luminous green and orange rushing towards a radiant horizon. It moves through hues of pink, the heart space and love, the blue, violet, intuition and creativity and speaking from the heart. Beyond the hills, rays of pink, green and gold illuminate, guiding us towards everything we seek when we open our eyes, not just outwardly, but inwardly. What is capturing your eye today? Thank you, and God bless all of our artists and their art.
And now, as we settle in and prepare for our meditation, let's begin by speaking our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our land. Now let's sing this chant. All is as it should be. All is as it should be.
Let's take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Let's take another deep breath in and slowly let it out. I ask you to think of a time when there was beautiful light in your life. Maybe it was sitting by a fire, a crackling fire in a fireplace, or out at a campfire. Maybe it was a wonderful sunrise or a sunset. Maybe it was candlelight during a wonderful dinner with someone you love. I remember one time in the Blue Ridge Mountains, those beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains, it was really dark, looking up at the sky and seeing just so many stars that you don't see when you're near a city. Maybe it could be very recently going out in your backyard and, believe it or not, watching the Aurora Borealis. I mean, whoever thought we'd see the Northern Lights in Alabama and Tallahassee? But whatever it is, sitting with that light, knowing that we are one with it, and that we too send out incredible light, both internal and external light, and feeling that peace, joy, and serenity and hope as we go into the silence. Dear Mother, Father, God, as the psalmist said, in thy light we see light. Thank you for that light. And may we pass it on and spread it around for a world that truly works for all. And for this and so much more, we say thank you and amen and amen.
I see that all is just as it should be. I am safe and so are you, doing all the things God calls us to. In this place, I know I do have everything. God is good and dwells within. With each new breath, I begin again, sitting in
Living in the presence of God. To remember this during the week when the rubber hits the road, as it were, or the potholes of life come up. Living in the presence of God, just stepping and taking that deep breath and remembering who we truly are and what we have come here to be. Thank you, Christy and the music team. That was wonderful.
Thank you. And before we get into this,
Yes.
I have been remiss in that this whole artist program, we had a team of 4 people who looked at the art, people submitted their art, and they were the ones who chose the artist. And then Louise Vidaurri was the one who herded all of the artists in the right place. So Louise, thank you for running the program. Joella Aragon, Daniel Thomas, and Paula Mandella. So they are the reason they brought this beautiful art to us.
And it truly has been wonderful.
Artists to us.
And we're going to be doing something. It worked at the 9 o'clock service. I think it's going to work at the 11 o'clock service. But, if you're doing experiments and not one of them bombs, you're not doing enough experiments. So, and to start out, I owe you a big apology.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So it was, I forget when it was, but it was when the American Pope was, and the white smoke goes up in the Vatican. That day, I literally received a call from Reverend Genet, chair of the board, saying, well, guess what? We also saw white smoke going up through a chimney, and we would like you to come be our new senior minister. And Peg and I and Teresa were just delighted to say yes, yes, yes. And so we came, made decisions to start coming. I was being involved, through Zoom, through phone calls, in a lot of ways. And Reverend Deborah gave me a call and said, well, Rick, I got to tell you we're going to be doing this in the fall, this Faith in Action series. And she started talking. First, I thought she said faith and traction. And my immediate reaction was, I didn't realize faith was in such bad shape on the West Coast. What am I getting myself into? But then, no, faith in action. And then she said to me, and it's going to be around a book by Dr. Lieberman called Illumined Life. And I thought, never heard of course, if I'd never heard of him, what could he be? Nothing good ever came out of Nazareth, And so Herbert Spencer, that great British philosopher, talks about contempt prior to investigation. So I felt, came here and started to see this Faith in Action series. I mean, just bowled over by it. 10 groups, well over 100 of you. Also the art which we do, the Sunday series. Peg Sorrentino and I did a Wednesday forum in the evenings. I got to tell you, I am just so bowled over by it. To quote those great spiritual teachers, the monkeys, now I'm a believer. Couldn't leave her if I tried. Thank you so much. It was
You're
really,
welcome.
really, and I admit, wrong. So. And I was also, as I'll be talking, bowled over by several of the messages that Reverend Deborah gave. It totally, and I'm going to recommend, if you didn't hear it, or even if you did, go back to YouTube and listen to them again. It's really worthwhile. Any big takeaways for you, Reverend Deborah?
I think that there are really 2 of them. Now, I had read this book several years ago, and that's how this came into being, because I had picked up a couple of books, and I kind of ran into some people, and I got this one thing is like, are we really going to read a dead white guy? And we have a lot of dead white guys in Unity, so to read, And so I'm going, all right, so I wanted something more contemporary. I couldn't really find anything. And I actually found a Pema Chodron book, but it wasn't cohesive. We couldn't go from chapter to chapter the way we do. And so I was just cleaning out books one day, and I was looking for a different book, and this one came into my hand in all of its glory. And, I went, this is it. And so that's how it came to be. And so I had read it before. And reading it this time, there were 2 places. The chapter, the whole conversation about food. Now, first of all, that whole idea that our food turns into light, When you think of it that way, and that whole conversation about calories, so every time I read something about calories, now I go, poo-poo, that's not true. Yeah, but the whole what our bodies actually do with food was very interesting. And then in the group I was in with that chapter, we had a discussion. And we tend to think of people who have issues with food as the people who have an actual, diagnosed disorder. And in this group of 10 people, it was amazing to how almost everybody in that room had some sort of struggle with food. Not some drastic thing that made them ill or anything, but that there's this discomfort with our relationship with food. And so that was very, very interesting to me. Turns out that I'm eating better since we had that conversation, which I think is... the other one, though, is the whole thing about mindfulness, and I'm really resistant to anything that's like one word and this is how you do it. And, Reverend Rick is when you eat a peach, you eat a peach. Well, since I don't have a great relationship with food, telling me to eat a peach and be mindful is not the way to get to me. And so, but going through it this time, I realized that being with where my eyes are. It's like right now I'm looking at you, so I'm thinking about you. If I'm looking at you and thinking about Rick over here, I'm not present. That really is what mindfulness is. But when you're using the word mindfulness, it makes it sound like it's in your head. It's in your intellect. That's what I think I want to say, is it makes it sound like it's in your intellect. When really, if you are in coherence, it transcends your intellect. But you're very present, and you're very connected with the presence. And so it changed that whole thing, and I probably will never love the word mindfulness, but I'm probably not going to be as resistant to it anymore. I'm not going to go, ew, don't use that word with me. I don't do that, but, well, my head does. So, because mindfulness to me sounded so mechanical. I think that's what it was. And because I run on 98.7% intuition 90% of the time, that didn't always work for me. So being able to bring it into this, where my eyes are and where my mind are, that's when I'm present. And so that was a big one for me this time, reading the book.
Your comments right now kicked off something inside of me. We are not in relationship with a one-size-fits-all God by any stretch of the imagination. Some term which may work for one person, does not. That's not the way to go. Right. I believe we are much more in line with a Burger King type of God. Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce. Special orders don't upset us, and that Spirit will come to us with the images and the way. What do you need me to be, says Spirit, and I will be that for you. And so one way, Joseph Campbell, one of my heroes, said that, the divine is so much beyond what the human mind can comprehend, that what anybody says, our 5 principles, Buddha's 4 noble truths, or whatever, it's what he called a mask of God. It's not the reality of Spirit is so beyond whatever we can say, and to remember that. So to get into wars over my mask, you have to wear my mask. No, you have to wear my, is foolishness, and we can a lot of times learn from each other's masks. I guess my key takeaway from this, and I'm going to go. This is the first. I'm going out of my comfort zone, as it were. I'm a big believer in two-way prayer, which essentially is you write a letter to Spirit, to your higher power, higher self, you name it, what you want to call it, Jesus, Buddha, divine wisdom. Aldous Huxley would call it writing to the perennial philosophy. You write that letter, and then you sit, you center, you pick up a pen, you have a notebook by you, and you start writing as you would think that power would be writing back to you. Now, and again, 15 years ago, I would have thought heresy and nonsense and whatever. One of the people who's really helped me in terms of two-way prayer is Father Bill W., who's an Episcopal priest down in Austin, Texas. He's written a wonderful book called The Power of Two-Way Prayer. I highly recommend. But he says, a lot of times people ask him, how do you know it's God? Or it's not just your own brain or ego. And Father Bill says, I used to worry about that stuff. I don't worry about it anymore. Whoever or whatever it is, it's giving me wisdom beyond my daily whatever, my daily ego or whatever. And so I do two-way prayer, and I've never shared it in public, but I feel it's appropriate to do that now. So I wrote a letter to my higher power, Spirit, and I said, I've been in a ton of accidents in the last half year. God, one accident after another. Back in the spring, we were driving. Teresa and I were in the car. We were in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We're driving down I-81. Now, I-81 is on the East Coast is the equivalent of I-5 on the West Coast. So it's a major interstate highway, and we get into a collision with a truck as large as a Mack truck. Oh, fortunately, I could swerve quickly to the side, and the truck swerved right in front. The miracle of it, for the truck driver, Teresa, and myself, we didn't even need a Band-Aid. Nobody was physically injured. The car looked horrible, but we physically were okay. What a miracle. So there's that. Then, moving here, I don't know about you, but I have been in so many close ones on 99, 50, and the mother of all close ones, 80, and takes your breath away. So it's Halloween, and I fall off the curb right onto my knee, and it looks serious and everything else like that. The medical folks tell me, after X-rays, go get an MRI. So I'm there getting an MRI. They say, put your stuff in the cubby over here. I take my glasses, I put them in my coat pocket, put it over there. After the MRI, I take my leg out and then you can get dressed now. I take my coat, put it on the seat of the place where I'm changing. And then I proceed to sit on my coat, and my glasses are broken. So saying, Spirit, believe me, I'm beyond saying, why does this always happen to me? But what I do want to say is, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? And also, another person who I deeply love is Tasha Silver, a great spiritual teacher, I believe. She's written many wonderful books, but one of them is Change Me Prayers. Change Me Prayers. When I can get up in the morning doing my prayer and meditation and say, I know, forget about Washington, change me, that the day goes well. So I then wrote to Spirit, and Spirit says, Dearest Rick, center and pray first. And the answers are looking you right in the face. Look at Lieberman. Go back and look at the daily word for November 12th and also the one which is coming up this Sunday, the 16th. The daily word for the 12th was guidance. I trust and follow the divine guidance I get. Spiritual guidance is always accessible to me. And here's the line that really stood out to me. Today I commit to heeding my guidance. Today I commit to heeding my guidance. How many times, I feel Spirit saying something to me, and I just, slough it off or not do it. I'll give you one example. One of my spiritual mentors, his first name is Jim. And I so much want what Jim has. And Spirit on numerous occasions has said to me, if you want what Jim has, do what Jim does. If you want what Jim has, do what Jim does. Have I been doing it? Well, kind of, sort of. Well, you know what? Kind of, sort of produces kind of, sort of results. And then look at the daily word for today. Healing. And it said, I heal when I slow down and pray and welcome God's grace. And so the Spirit said to me, slow down. Be less of a human doing and more of a human spiritual being. Other advice from Spirit, I'm sorry, Deborah, but when, and this was Dr. Suzuki who said this was the essence of Zen. When you eat a peach, eat a peach. And Spirit says, stop multitasking. Stop multitasking. Put your full concentration and consciousness in what you are doing. Rick, do you remember that old book, Eat, Pray, Love? Well, for you, it is breathe, pray, love. And if you do, you will be in the flow and presence that Dr. Lieberman is talking about. And remember, if you want what Jim has, do what Jim does. The artists have just been tremendous, but two of them that really, for me anyway, really brought home several things. One was Lahre and the other was Mary Rupp. And I don't mean to put them on pedestals, but Multitasking and A Story of My Life. The other was where Spirit also said to me, go back and look at Reverend Deborah's message that she gave last week on scrolling and flat world and mindless scroll, and said, be engaged with what you are, reading. And I think Lahre, honestly, truly, wow, just really, and that break and then the candle at the end was really something. The other was Mary Rupp's last week. You remember she had 2 trees in the Garden of Eden, but was really one tree? And there was Eve, and Eve had the apple, the gates of hell, but she also had the apple eye. Now, Mary did not write, and then Eve went to Mordor and took the apple eye and threw it in, the fires of Mordor to destroy the apple. That was not the path that Mary's Eve took. Mary's Eve put the apple eye in her pocket and only took it out when necessary. I believe that one of the power, we talk about the 12 powers and it's in every one of us to be wise. We have the power of discernment. We have the power of discernment to know when to put the apple eye in our pockets and when to take them out. And when not just to have them mindlessly out, scrolling and living our life and wasting time in Flatland. And I've been so touched by the statement, the evolutionary purpose statement of this congregation, which ends to love, serve, and remember. And to remember what we're here for. And to this gift of life and to use it, so incredibly productively. The other is that a number of years ago at the job I had, one of the things I had to go to England roughly twice a year. It was a tough assignment, but somebody had to do it. So on the weekends, I would go places I really wanted to go. And I remember going to Oxford University, and the Bodleian Library there is just incredible. They had an exhibit, an incredible exhibit, about the birth of movable type. And what you could see is it had so many benefits. Brought the cost of books way down. I mean, you probably would have not had the Reformation if it weren't for, or the Enlightenment if it wasn't for movable type. But it also gave the ability to spread hate and vicious lies and slander and race wars and it also did that too. So it had the ability to do both good and evil. And we now are going through, I think, a very similar time. And so if we have that discernment, and I go back to that Eve and that apple eye, and knowing when it should be in the pocket and when to take out, it can be a tremendous blessing. I am so grateful that moving from the East Coast to the West Coast, in this day and age, I can have contact. I haven't lost friends in the East, and that is wonderful. But I can see all the other destructive, destructive things, and which can so pull us off our spiritual game. And so, I've gained a lot from. I mean, this was the right. And also, I want to say, a lot of times I think ministers come up and pretend that they have a black belt in this stuff. After what I've read, you can see I don't have a black belt. I have a black and blue belt in this. And now, more importantly than just our dialogue together, you want to say something?
Well, I just want to say a little
Sure.
bit, but a little other thing about the multitasking.
Sure.
Is that in the multitasking dilemma somehow came into my consciousness many, many years ago. People started saying it's really impossible to multitask. I mean, a woman can be carrying her baby on her hip and the laundry on the other hand, but what is she really paying attention to? Probably walking down the hall without falling. But, I mean, your attention can only be on one thing at one time, and I really needed to learn to think about that because people who have any kind of a neurodivergent trait, and I've got one, that I had to learn how does my brain work? And each one of you need to figure out how your brain works. And so for me, it's like if I'm working on something for SLC, I'm working on the PowerPoint, and I'm working on the order of service, and I'm dealing with I can go back and forth with those, and I'm not multitasking because I'm switching each time. But if something from my other world comes in over here, I have to stop this and go do this. And I can do many things within that realm, but I don't do well. I have to stop one and do the other. And so understanding how my mind works, how my brain works, has really helped me. And so I would encourage you to think about, and you too, it's like, okay, I'm doing all these things, but what am I really doing? And how am I sorting it? And how does my mind sort things out? How do I sort things out? And what do I do with them? I think it's a really valuable thing to look at. Because if you understand how you work, then you're going to be more efficient in all of it.
Yes.
I just wanted to pass that on. Yeah.
And now we come to, I'm looking forward to this one. What has the Faith in Action series meant to you? Any questions which you might have? We have 2 mics.
Come up the wall. And each mic, come up the sides and then go down the middle after you talk. We would asking you, please come up front. If you want to say something and you cannot walk up here, we will take a mic to you, but it will go much faster if you come on up here. So go ahead and come on up on either side, and someone's got to be first.
And they say nobody likes to speak first, but who'd like to ask questions second? Yes, come on, Christine, come on up.
Okay, and so the rest of you come up the sides of the wall so you can stand in line, okay?
Hey, everybody. I'm
Hi.
Christine, an emeritus minister here at Spiritual Life Center. Many of you know that, and some don't. Anyway, I think we've done 25 or 26 Faith in Action books, and I am always really happy when, after all those books, that there's one gem, at least, that I receive from reading the book and continue to use. And so for this book this year for me, and I shared this with our Wednesday evening group, but was the idea about Lieberman's experience, which was a real breakthrough for him, of this practice of seeing as if you're seeing from behind you and above yourself. And so I tried that for myself and went on a walk, and it was tricky at first, but then this whole experience of life completely changed for me. So I walk my dog every day, and we have this really nice path that we go on. But typically what's happening for me is all the stuff's going on in the brain. I'm walking the dog and I'm seeing but not seeing really, and all the mini-me stuff in the monkey mind is going about all the things in my day I need to do and blah, blah, blah. So when I went and I practiced this, and I later, after doing it now many times, I imagined that my capital LS self, my higher self, is taking my small self, my small s self, for a walk. And so I just have that as a tool to help me think about it. So I'm out, and it's amazing the difference that it has made for me. So I'm going for this walk, and immediately when I switch to this higher self taking me for a walk, is I'm like, it's almost like things explode open. And the trees are big and beautiful and more colorful, and everything's vibrant, and I'm seeing all kinds of things that I wasn't seeing before because I was my small self. And so it's just been a real gift and pretty easy to do. And I thought, well, you know, how these things work is that there'll be a percentage of people that this would also work for. And so, you know, I share it because it's been so powerful for me to be really present, and I've you know, been meditating on it and contemplating. It's like, oh, this is the same reason when we like to go to the coast and see this expanse of the ocean, or we like to go to the mountaintop and see the view, you know, how we pay extra money to have homes or vacation places with a view. And it's about perspective and getting out of the small self and having this wider perspective. And it's inspiring, and it's, you know, I feel connected to everything. So it's been just such a gift that I wanted to share it.
Thank you. You know, a similar experience was key to Eckhart Tolle, and he writes about this and speaks about this. He was going through real serious suicidal depression, and he felt this feeling which said, I can't go on, I can't go on living with you. And he started to say, you can't go on living. What are there, two me's? And all of a sudden he said, yeah, there are. And that was his first connection with that higher self and that sense of that inner observer. And if one probably for that experience, we wouldn't even probably know Eckhart Tolle, but from coming into experience with that inner observer. And as a matter of fact, in Washington, D.C., a lot of times they say politicians get themselves into the worst trouble when they start believing their own press releases. Yes. You know, when that inner observer isn't saying, God, you really believe, that's not the truth. You know, that's not the, you know, there's something better than that.
Penny, can you please come and stand closer to that X so that the camera can get you? Right there. You're right there.
There we go.
Yep.
Oh,
there you
right
go.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you could pick the microphone up and there we go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to say thank you for your message today about doing the job. In this book, there were many exercises for our eyes. And as I read them, I said, I need to do these exercises. Well, do you know how many I've done so far? So this was a wonderful reminder to go home and start. And don't jump to the last one. Start with the very first one.
Yes.
And spend time with it. And I know it will make a difference for my vision. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I apologize for not walking up the wall, but it was just too far away.
If some of you are interested, please go ahead and stand up and come up and stand in line, because we do have a time limit here. So
Yes.
come on in, Ian.
Hi, everyone. Those of you I haven't met, my name is Ian Powers. I have really enjoyed this Faith in Action book. I remember reading through all of it prior to the first meeting and thinking, oh, boy, this is a really easy read. I'm enjoying this. And then we got to the first meeting, and everybody's experience was, man, this is a really difficult read. I can't believe they chose this book. And it got me thinking, you know, that this book particularly speaks to me. Just so I've got this inordinate amount of sometimes useful, mostly useless higher education. And and because I'm a critical and clinical thinker, it was an easy dive for me, but it gave me a keen insight into the way I think, because I need those sort of specific instructions on how to do some of these things, and I need someone in a position to verbalize it to me to enact a new practice, you know, in the way that I'm going about trying to be more present. I, too, struggle with the term mindfulness, but I like the idea of presence and being given specific instructions on how to attain that, specifically looking at what I'm trying to be present with never dawned on me, and now sort of strikes me as something that I probably should have been doing all along. But it's a very easy way for me to engage in what I'm doing and find myself more and more present, and I owe that to this experience and this bright yellow book, which would have jumped off the bookshelf at me too. So I am grateful, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. You know, there were people who were, before we got started, there were people who were saying that they were finding the book difficult because it was so sciencey, and I was up here going, just give it a couple of chapters and it gets a little more personal. But I also find it very interesting in the years when we've had books that were not very popular. We did Seed of the Soul one year, and people just hated that book, and that was one of the best years ever because there was so much to talk about. You know, people, I don't like this part and I don't like this part, but that led to deeper conversations. And so sometimes it's okay to not be in love with the book. I'm glad we are, but, you know, it creates a different kind of conversation. So.
Suggestion,
Yeah.
if you don't like if the term flow, I just gave
Mindfulness?
that, if the term mindfulness and presence don't work for you, go to the term flow. Go to the term flow, and I bet you, you know, your heart of heart knows when you are in the flow
Yeah.
and when you are not in the flow. And so, again, it doesn't have to, you know, not one, we don't serve a one-size-fits-all God. I mean, for some of us, that term flow works a lot better. And a lot of us know, we honestly, truly do know when we're in the flow and when we're not in the flow.
Naomi.
Hi, everybody. I'm Naomi. I did not get enough time with this book to really deeply grasp it, but I wanted to share something that really stood out to me that I keep thinking about, which was the part about our heart knows something before our unconscious, or before our brain does.
Yes.
And our unconscious brain knows something before we consciously realize it. I keep thinking about that because that's how we know we can trust our guts, we can trust our instincts, that we don't have to question that because we know in our heart what the answer is. And I just want to be able to spend more time with that because I keep thinking about it. So thank you.
There's a wonderful story, thank you, Naomi. There's a wonderful story in the Old Testament about Balaam's talking donkey. You know, remember Shrek and Eddie Murphy, flying talking donkey? Well, this donkey doesn't fly, but he talks. And he's the donkey of one of the wisest priests, Balaam. He's sort of the first sleazy televangelist, you know, way before the invention of television. So anyway, Balaam gets a sleazy job to curse out the Israelites as they're coming in. And so Balaam is so knowledgeable. He knows Buddha's whatever, he knows this, he knows every chakra that ever existed and everything. And so he's going down to the Holy Land to curse out the Israelites, and the donkey keeps swerving away from the path. And he keeps beating the donkey, get back on the path. He keeps beating the donkey, get back on the. Finally, the donkey turns around and says, I've been your faithful donkey. Talks to him. I've been your faithful donkey so how come you're beating me and all that? And Balaam says, get back on the path. And the donkey says, don't you see that angel, that 50-foot angel with that big sword who's just about to stab you through? And Balaam says, what angel? He says, the one standing right over there, says the donkey. And there's this tall angel. And whoa, he stops. And the point which I get from that, a lot of times it's your inner donkey, your inner dumb donkey, who is going to give you that sign about that this is danger. Don't go here, don't do that. This is it's not that great intellect. Talking before, I remember one of my advisors said about a PhD really stands for piled higher and deeper.
Yep.
So, so I say to you, a lot of times it's going to be that inner donkey, your inner donkey, which is going to give you the first signal that something's not kosher around here.
Yep. Okay.
So Thank you so much. One of the things which I have so loved about this is that we do practice something called, it's a very ancient discipline. It's called Lectio Divina, which means divine reading. We say an affirmation, we say it together, and we say it 3 times. We say it once, meditate, say it again, meditate, say it a 3rd time, and meditate. And the interesting thing is something new arises each time when we say it. And so let's try this Lectio Divina, this divine reading together. And it's interesting, as I say, sometimes something different pops out each time. So let's start out. I look where I think I am looking. Presence arises. I live my life. I look where I think I'm looking. Presence arises. I live my life. I look where I think I'm looking. Presence arises. I live my life. I look where I think I'm looking. Presence arises. And I live my life. And so it is. Next week, we're really blessed to have an incredible speaker coming here, Reverend Ken Daigle, who is the Minister of Unity of San Francisco, also the chair of the board of Unity World Headquarters. As you know, there recently was a vote, which now we're going to see a merging of Unity Worldwide Ministries with Unity World Headquarters. He will be speaking about a powerful subject called New Thought in a New World. I'm really looking forward to it. If you are watching us online, thank you. You can go to slcworld.org, click on the Connect button, and fill out the card. This will let us know that you're watching us, and will also help us keep in touch with you on so many things that are happening at SLC. You know, if you look at the calendar of most churches, you'll find that, yes, Sunday and maybe something going on Wednesday, but the rest of it's blacked out the rest of the week. That's not us. We have something going on around here, either online and or in person, every day of the week. And so we encourage you to see this, which can really help you on your spiritual journey. And for those here, newcomers who are here, in a moment we'll ask you to raise your hand. We will give you a welcome card to fill out, and we ask you to go to the welcome table out in the courtyard to receive a warm welcome and a special gift. So if you're new here for the first time, could you please raise your hand? Do we have any newcomers? We have several. There we go. Thank you. There we go. Thank you. And now, Jim Rosemurgy, a wonderful Unity minister, wrote a book about this. He said, even mystics have to pay bills. So we now have that opportunity to help support Spiritual Life Center. There are many ways of doing it. You can text to SLC Love at 44321, or go to the website and click on the donate button. You can also mail your love offering in. And if you're online and want to spread this consciousness, click like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I would say, please, a lot of wonderful stuff is coming out during the week online. One of the ways of getting our message out, share it with friends, click like. It might as well get the algorithms working spiritually in our favor. And so now let's say that wonderful offertory blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Well, as you can see, we have a beautiful, lovely group of people up here. This is the Let's Sing group from Lahre's Let's Sing class that we announced last month, I believe. So we said that we might like to present something if it felt right, and it definitely did. So we had a few intentions about doing this. Lahre wanted to start practicing conducting the choir, and we wanted to raise some fun and to offer an opportunity for people who might be a little shy to discover their voice. And then we have an ulterior motive of perhaps recruiting some new choir members. And so we're going to present this song. I think it's a lot of fun. I think you're going to enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. And a new day is dawning in my soul. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. And a new day is dawning in my soul. And a new day is dawning in my soul. Believe it or not, I
I got no complaints whatsoever because a new day is dawning in my soul. Dear Spirit, thank you for all the incredible prayers in our prayer box and for prayers on people's hearts. Help them to know that healing spirit of love, joy, and peace and overcoming surrounds them. Thank you for all the investments that are made in this ministry of time, treasure, and talent. Without them, this ministry would fold in a heartbeat. Help us to use these investments to spread those incredibly powerful and uplifting spiritual messages during these difficult times. Thank you, dear Spirit, and for all this we say, amen and amen. You know, one of the things I really miss about, with the knee and all that, during normally the services, I would then dash out and go out there and meet and greet you as, and I really miss that. But I'll be Hop Along Cassidy in the courtyard. Looking forward to seeing you there. We're going to say that wonderful prayer for protection, sing that powerful peace song. There'll be a postlude of wonderful music, and then join us out in the courtyard for that wonderful fellowship. So let's now say that prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. And we sing that incredible peace song.
On earth, and let it begin with me. Oh yeah. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator,